Okay, we're live. Yay. So, hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I am here today with some freaking phenomenal people that I adore and have totally just fallen more in adoration and with over the past 6 months. These are some of the amazing peeps that have been in my Generative Business Pods program. We started in January, end of January, and we just had our last call. And these ladies and you know the rest of the people in the pods that are not here with us have been creating some really phenomenal things over the course of this 6 months. And this program is a program that I've done for a long time. Every 6 months I start it and play with a new group of people, and a lot of people continue, you know, time after time. And it really is, it's a deep dive into embodying the tools of access consciousness and joy of business in the creation of business, and really in the creation of your life and living. Really getting to that place where you create from the energy, and you create from your being, and you create from what you know, and by asking questions, and through making choices that you might not normally make, and you know, jumping off cliffs and stepping into new possibilities. And it's like one of the greatest gifts for me to be able to play like this with people in this kind of intensive 6-month format, where we're together pretty much weekly in different types of calls, small group calls, big group calls, energy pulls, private sessions, whatever we're doing. Really exploring the terrain of creation, and stepping into what every single person actually knows about creating their business, their life, money, the things that light them up and bring them joy. And this group has been really amazing. I've watched some of these ladies have bought houses and moved and chosen things that they never would have chosen before, and taken big leaps. And I just wanted to ask them to come and share with you all what their experience has been like, what changed for them, because a lot of people are curious about this program. And we are starting another one on August 20th. So Anne, I know you need to leave. Do you want to share first?
Yes, I would love to share first. So this program is, has been a catalyst for growth in all the different areas of my life. And so to define it as a business pod without, getting into the definition, to moving away from the definition of what business is, and that whole idea of business being our life, and all facets of our life has it's just taken a life of its own, I guess. Things just keep unfolding for me. And there's not that, it's got to be planned out and put into perfect order. And the doing has certainly slipped away. And so it's just stepping into that being who truly be, and letting all of that, happen for you. So it's been awesome. It's been really awesome.
That's so cool. It's been really fun to watch you just be like, this is my life, and this is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm doing it.
So the bitch they said I was, she really is here. I really thought I was always just trying to be so damn nice to everybody and to keep the peace, and evidently that was not, yeah, no. That's a no anymore. It's been great.
That's awesome.
So thank you so much.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things too is you're a chiropractor, right? Among many other things. And you chose during the middle of the pandemic to actually really grow and expand your business. And it's really been working.
Oh my God. Well, so I was taking the free body class with Anthony Mattis I'm going to grab my door, sorry. How don't even know where I was when that hit, but we had to fly home. And, you know, Gary was on in the morning. I listened to Gary. And then, of course, we had this amazing, amazing class. And then they put us in these buses to transport us around the airport. And I had Simone in my ear pods. And I was like listening to her. And she's talking about who we truly be. And, you know, I have your stuff going on. I have that going on. And I felt like that superwoman with the cape under my clothes. And that was such a defining moment for me to recognize all of the gifts that I came in with. And I think that's probably when everything started to really pop for me, was as soon as I realized that was right when COVID hit. I've had these things forever. We've talked about, you know, intuition, and it's not an intuition, it's an awareness. And so every day it's like, how much more aware can I be today? And how can I be aware of everything? It's been amazing, you know, and I know that, you know, I do have a cape, I wear a cape, and we all wear a cape, and our capes are different. And fuck, man, just get out there and do your thing. And there isn't anybody like you. I don't have these qualms about what I charge anymore. I know that I do, you know, and then the SE came up and I'm like, oh my God, you know, if Cuomo lets me out of freaking New York State without having to drive there, perhaps. But I'm planning on coming. I got a month. It's going to figure itself out, I'm sure. But yeah, everything just keeps more and more and more and more. And
So awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for choosing and for just for being you. It's been so fun watching you fly. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. I know you have to run. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, ladies. I'll see you all soon somewhere in the world. Bye.
So who else would like to share, like, what's changed for you, what you received from this past 6 months?
I'll go because I have to pop up in a little bit for my publishing business. But you know, Heather, just going through this, and I think this is the third one I've been in, the third pod group, and definitely planning on the next one. But like I said earlier, you know, over the course of the last 6 months, I've moved into a new house, I bought a new car, I bought a new business. And it's not that those things, they weren't really on my radar, but you can't, you know, you always encourage me to ask for more and to ask for, you know, what do you want to create? And I was looking at the space I was living in and really not happy at all. And I just think from these conversations that we've had, and my business is in my house. So, you know, more showed up in that sense. And also with my dad's business, because I don't have an access business, I have a publishing business. And with my dad's business, just kind of going back and forth with that, you know, being on the pods and doing the private sessions with you just had me continuing asking questions. What would create more ease? What could I create with this? And I just kept asking those questions, and it finally became really light to buy my dad's business, because it wasn't. And having the energy of this group is just amazing. That too is just having this group of women and men, you know, to have these conversations with, and even in the smaller groups, because you get to know each other on a more kind of intimate level too in the smaller groups. But it's been an experience that has allowed me to grow and allowed my business to grow, and just to keep asking, you know, what else is possible. So I thank you so much, and thank everybody else too. And I hope to see everybody in the next one. I'm excited for that.
Thank you so much. It's been so fun. And again, like in the middle of a pandemic, going, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to buy a business, you know, and the money is just there and it keeps growing. And, you know, it's been really, you know, I said this earlier, but I haven't ever done this in the middle of a pandemic, right. You know, none of us have done anything in the middle of a pandemic until recently, you know, and to see like where you can choose to create or you can choose to go under, and everybody here has chosen to just go, you know what? Hell yeah.
Yeah, and choose it with ease. Your ease, joy, glory walking. I just watch you and I'm like, if Heather can do that, okay, so can I.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, thank you. I'll see y'all soon.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks, Cindy.
I'll go next, Heather.
Awesome.
Yeah. So when I joined the pods and chose it, I had no idea what to expect, but I had been asking for more ease with creating my business. And because it has been a sticking point for me for as long as I've decided to be a business owner. And what I learned going through the pods is like how much of a head tripper I am, and how much I was constantly trying to make decisions from a place of getting it right. And so it kept me stuck most of the time and paralyzed because I was constantly trying to get it right before I ever chose anything. So I ended up not choosing anything and not moving forward. And it was such a incredible shift whenever you were able to help facilitate me out of that and to start perceiving the energy of possible choices, and then and being able to choose from that space of awareness and perceiving the energy versus trying to figure it out and get it right before I ever even chose it. And so that's been really huge for me, is moving out of this space of definition and linearity and like trying to get shit right, and trusting that I know what I know, no matter how. And that's been so fun for me. It's like perceiving the energy of something, choosing it looking totally illogical from this reality. And people, I'm sure, going, what the, what is she doing? But choosing it and just running with it versus worrying about getting it right, worrying about what other people think, all that stuff that really had been keeping me stuck and holding me back for a long time. So it's really been freeing. So much more space in my world, so much more ease in my world. And happiness was never really part of my reality ever. And now it is. And now it's like just part of who I be. And working with you and really learning how to use these tools in a way that, just learning how to use the tools and be consistent in using the tools has shifted so much. I remember, I want to share this one piece because one thing, there's like so many things that I learned from you in these pods, but one of the big things I learned was acknowledging what we're creating, acknowledging what has been created that maybe hasn't even shown up yet, and acknowledging anything actually contributes to the growth of it. And so this one particular thing for me, I was laying on the table one day receiving bars, and I kept asking and this was something I think you had recommended, asking to perceive my being. And every time I would ask, I would get so much lightness in my body and joy that I would just start laughing uncontrollably. And it was like, and I realized that I was like perceiving my being, and my being innately is happy. And so to have that happiness and to know, well, not even to have it, but to know that I be it innately was wow. And so while a lot of what I've gained from this course or the pods is not really tangible, and some of it is tangible, but most of it's not. So it's hard to put words to it. But all I can say is that I'm different, and I'm more me than I've ever been. And it's just the start. I'm very aware of that, which is so fun. It's like to perceive the energy of what's next and what else is possible. And I'm so excited to go through the next round. Cannot wait. So thank you.
Oh, so cool. I love it. Well, and so if anybody's wondering, like, what is this thing they're talking about? It's a 6-month, basically creation intensive, based on the tools of access consciousness and the joy of business. Really creating your business as your life and your life as your business, and um, I've designed it really to be this like possibility to really embody the tools of access and to embody the space of being and joy and question and choice as your primary space of creation. And, like Brandy said, not trying to get it right, but actually going, that's light, I'm going to choose that. That's light, I'm going to choose that. I don't know how this is going to show up, but I don't have to know how, because you don't ever have to know how with creation. And it just keeps going and going and deepening and expanding. And we do, big group calls. We do small, so the pods are actually, smaller group calls where it's, 5 people, and they get to really bring their specific questions about what's going on in their business and their life. We do private sessions. This next time that we're starting in August is going to include a membership that I'm starting called More. That's a call a month and some Facebook Lives every month with me. And I'm always throwing in extra yummy, fun stuff as we go. So it's really this, like, you get to have this like weekly or even daily, if you desire, group to touch in with, of people that are also desiring to really turn it up and really explore what is it to create from question, choice, possibility, contribution, from being, from joy, from I'd like to have that, I'm going to choose it, let's go, and just again and again and again and again. And to have, one of the things that I love about it is the group, because the group is just, the people that are part of it are always such an amazing contribution to each other. And it's been so cool to see, how that shows up with different groups and what they do. And so it's really like this playground that is always there, over the course of the 6 months, so that you can keep choosing as fast as you would like to choose and creating as fast as you would like to create. So, who else? And we can be quick.
Playground is my topic.
Yes.
Guys, being in the business pod is like playing with Heather each day. And sometimes she's a week off, between the pulls, and then you get kind of withdrawal symptoms. Oh no, there. So it's really, what I think is, for me, was amazing is what you get is all the change Heather is having with all the things she's doing with Dane, and really kind of the high end access stuff. You get it all. You participate, maybe not as you would be there by yourself, but you get so much change. And Heather, you are so different from when we started. It's not a comparison. So that's the first thing I want to say. And then, so I started the pods. I was 6 months in access, and I was like, oh yeah, let's do this. I don't know why, but let's do the business pods. And I have a normal, this reality job as a marketing manager, and I try to build up a access animal communication business. That was my little idea there. And then I think 2 months into the program, it was so clear that this is far too small. So probably my big thing here, or there's so many big things. So one of the big things is that you have to ask as big as you can even imagine. And this is something that Heather is inviting you to ask far more than you have ever imagined. And so from having a little animal communication business, I created something totally different. I created a new job in this reality, but with a lot of money and a little work. So really easy. And then I created a new home, but not a new home, but really space for being, and a space also for others, and kind of a vision that I have. And a lot of this creation is get the energy of your future and choose according to that if it makes sense or not. And this is something I learned. So a lot of choices I've done and kind of on the way creations I've done, I didn't even finish, but they were part of creating something bigger. And so what you lose is your mind and your reference points. And then you just go for freaky stuff, and then something really big comes out. And so I earn much more than I ever have earned. I did my interviews and said, okay, if you want me, you have to pay me this and this money, and I don't care, and I'm this, and I'm not political, and I don't care about all the corporate shit. And it was no problem. And I don't have any problems with money anymore. They threw stock options at me, $10,000 stock options. Like, oh my God. Okay. So yeah, this is happening when you want to choose that. It's
so
just
cool.
amazing. And I'm more happy than I ever have been in my whole life.
That's amazing. So cool. Yay! How's it get better than that?
Thank you so much for pointing out at what you can lose, because yes, what you're losing is like your reference points and all the ideals of never achieving anything. Is like you're going into this program not knowing where you go, but you know that you chose it. And every step, I'm truly grateful for having had, like being in the pods during the pandemic. I would have died, not from Corona, but I don't know, or from boredom and apathetic. Okay, maybe not, but it allowed me to choose what Heather said. It allowed me to choose more, choose different, acknowledge who I be, and truly starting something from who I be and not what I learned, with tools that I become, and I can choose. I'm gonna cry. No, I won't. So, and truly, like having a tool, it's like they're here. You step into these generative business pods, and the generative part is truly like you become this organic machine of creation. It's like it's all the time with you, whatever you're doing, feeding your children when you don't have to feed them, or calling your mom. And it was like, for me, it has been, I had a tool all the time with me. Like I could have a little Heather here is like, oh yes, I can choose that, blah, 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 a question or choice or anything. And it was like having, a coaching program. Some people choose coaching program and they have like checking list with tools, and you could do this and could do that. And with this program, as you said, it's so energetical, and we are truly drawn to this, and also nurtured with all these classes you're taking. But it's like from where we be, there is no reference points, and we can truly blossom and birth from what we create, and not what gave us something. It's with all these things, we are creating something sustainable because it comes from us. And the support of the group has been so incredible, the interactions, and we had so much fun still having. So yeah, I want to sell this program. Don't choose it.
I love it. Oh, that's just gorgeous. Thank you. It is generative. Like, and I don't think I even knew what I was doing when I called it that, when I started it years ago. I think it's been 6 or more years. I don't know. But generative energy is like, it's the energy that drives, it's like the energy behind creation that drives it, that provides the energy for it. And it's so cool. Like when people step into this program, I've seen this so many times before it even quote unquote starts, they're like, vroom, it's like, yes, I'm going to play with that energy. And then boom, it's there. It's in your world. It's so cool. Cool. Well, I know we're kind of going long here, but Emily, Eva, Crystal, what would you guys like to, anything you want to say?
Sure. Heather, I remember a year ago, I think it would be a year and a half now. You guys had last January, you were doing the 2 feet in generative business pod, I think. And at the time, I didn't have the money for it, but I asked for it because the energy was so cool. And then when I got to do it at the beginning of this year, I was so excited. And I'm really grateful because like you and the whole group, I mean, I had a big freak out like halfway through the pods in my own life, and like just the energy of the group itself and like your willingness to be there for me when I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I literally have no idea how I created this, and now it's like there's no way that it's almost like I want to say there's no possible way I could be where I am considering like the timeline of when that happened, but it's like how fast change is possible, especially with the support of like these tools and using them is beyond anything I could put into words. So, I mean, and that's the one thing I would say if somebody's like looking at this group and like they're not able to do it now, like ask for it. Because just seeing that moment in time, the willingness to be like, you know, I'm having this, and it's kind of cool. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Eva?
I can jump in maybe, Heather.
Yeah.
I'll just preface it by maybe saying that I came in with a set of expectations, quote unquote. I'm a teacher by day, and I was asking for something different when Heather came up with this offer, and it seemed like the craziest thing to do, and I had no reason why I could, you know, justify joining, but the energy behind it was like bubbly giddiness and excitement and joy all wrapped up in, you know, the package. So I had to say yes. And I honestly thought if I, you know, was a good little girl of consciousness and I did everything right and I joined all the calls and I listened to what everyone else was doing, that at the end of it, I would have a business card with my name and something to say like, woo, you know, I've generated this for myself. And that didn't happen that way. And what I got instead was a set of tools for creating something that I don't think I have even tangibly realized yet. And that even on our last call today, I thought, okay, I kind of get a sense of where this is going. And the more we've talked about it and shared, it's like, and that's sort of been the theme of the business pods, that you think you've landed somewhere and then all of a sudden, boom, it's more. And then you've landed somewhere and then you think that's it. And boom, it's more again. And for me, the biggest takeaways have been my ask is nowhere big enough yet for what I truly desire. And I'm the only one that's potent enough to stop me from getting there.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm putting the world on notice. You better watch out.
I love it. I love it. That is so true. That's been set for me, like, to me, the what I have always desired to create with this is that people who do this program know that they can create anything that they desire to create, they can, and have the tools to do it, whether it's now or in the future, you know, or it's now in a very energetic way that's not showing up tangibly yet, but it's in the works, you know. So that is so cool. Thank you for that.
I have a little question for you, Heather, because looking at you, we all benefit from this generative business pod, but I know that when you facilitate, you get so much.
Yeah.
You receive and change so much too when you're willing to include yourself in the facilitation. Hey, how is your business now?
Oh my God, it's changed so much. It's changed so much. I mean, it's really exploded. And the topic of this one that we're just finishing was revenue streams, right? We always, well, the past few years I've chosen a topic. And the one coming up is the elegance of creation, which I'm so ready for. But it's really like the way what we've created in the business. It's not like I created a bunch of different new businesses, but the revenue streams that we've created in the future, like now and into the future in the business in the past 6 months, has been unbelievable. And really, like, the team is just this phenomenal team of people that, I mean, I feel like with a business I've been asking for many years is actualizing now. So I'm really grateful. Yeah. And last but not least, Miss Eva.
Hey. And I think I'm just being more contributing energy. Well, all of you ladies been speaking, because I totally missed the words to describe this program. And tears are, coming up here, and I have to kind of breathe. You gotta say something now. But it's this, I've been asking for so much more space with creation and ease with creation and the relaxation of creation and to create from space and to perceive how much silence can create, as I used to be a very loud person years ago and still can be sometimes, but for me to perceive how much silence can create and space can create, and to just dive, to just get that creation has so much to do with energetics and not with doing, but the being and the energetics of creation. So yeah, I'm a bit out of words now, but yeah.
That's beautiful.
Just, if this is light for you, just go and jump and dive in. It will create so much greater.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you. I really have never seen anybody do this program and not totally thrive from being part of it, if if they really engage it. And that's, I think it's been that for me as well. And so yeah, I'm really grateful, and we create it together. So thank you guys for being part of creating it. And for those of you who are watching, if you're interested, the next one starts on the 20th of August. It's the elegance of creation. So really a lot of what Eva was being and speaking to, and just the sense of like minimal effort and maximum creation, maximum result with like creation from being and relaxation. I'm really excited to dive into 6 months of that and see where it takes us. It includes a monthly membership that I'm doing called More. That actually starts on the 20th of July. So if you want to do the pods, jump in, soon, and you'll be added to More. There's also a telecall called The Relaxation of Creation, 3-part series at the end of July. That's included. So it kind of starts now and we build up, and then we really kick off on the 20th of August. But anybody who jumps in, soon gets to play with all of that stuff. So the page where you can go to sign up or just look and see what else you want to find out about it is just generativebusinesspods.com. That's where all the links are and stuff like that. So thanks, ladies, so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for choosing, for being as fucking brilliant as you are. I adore you all. I'm very grateful for you. So
thank you, Heather.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.